Alrighty, so this is the Yard Donkey. I built it in survival. I tried to make it so you could blueprint it and easily share it, but due to the number of hinges and pistons, I could not figure out a method of making it real easy to print it off with a projector. If somebody else can master that, I would be very interested into how they did it, or a method of doing it, that's for sure. So this was built in survival. I'm currently in survival mode right now, just to kind of give a little display of the Yard Donkey and how she works. It does have a number of artificial blocks inside to hold weight, and I have that powered on tab 2, button 2. Just sometimes if you're driving around, you don't want all the additional weight active. Yeah, though, this is it. Tried to make it a little bit immersive with little happy lights and stuff like that. The main purpose of the Yard Donkey was to simply correct vehicles when we had flipped them over, or to pick up items and move it over to our recycling area so that we could salvage the resources. So this vehicle, the one that's in front of me right now, the one I'm gonna pick up and flip back onto its wheels, I don't know where I got it. I got it from the blueprints from Steam, from somewhere. So I apologize for not giving reference to the actual owner of it. But it'll just go to show a smaller block vehicle, and how well the Yard Donkey itself can pick it up and manipulate it. The whole point, like I said, was to move stuff around the base that needed to be moved, which it does a pretty decent job of. I'll extend the pistons out a little bit, just to kind of give you an indication of height, that it can carry that load. Release the handbrake and we could drive around. I mean, you wouldn't want to drive fast because you would just flip over yourself at that point in time. The Yard Donkey does not have the ability to correct its own, like if it flips over. So anyways, that's a little bit of enough of an example. I can drive around with it. But let's go back to the actual purpose of this, and that's flipping it over. Let's put it back down so it touches the wheels. And this is just me using the controls. I do have them listed inside. And I've just grown relatively accustomed to them. Oops. So far, of course, when you're trying to show somebody something and you're a little over the top with what it's capable of doing. It seems to be quite durable. It has taken a good amount of abuse, and that's that size of a vehicle. So what I got here now is another truck that I made, a little flat deck, which I'll share in the workshop too. Once again, it has a couple of pistons on there for being able to get onto it from the ground using a no flying server, wheeled vehicles only, all that little lovely stuff. So I just set the vehicle brakes, hit button 3, which will raise the hinge. And the Yard Donkey has quite the capacity. Main reason I'm sharing it, I'm pretty proud of it. It, like I said, it was built in survival, and to me, that's a pretty big deal to be able to pull that off. Got lucky. Sometimes things just work. Now, typically, I would pick a vehicle up and I would flip it halfway, right? And I would stop it there and gently put it back down, and then would complete the process. But I think in this case here, I might be able to just push it over, and let's see if we can. Maybe we can. Yeah, I'm at the extent of, let's just let that go. No, I bet you the Yard Donkey probably could drive around with this thing. I'm sure it would be a little dicey. But I mean, if you had to salvage it and get it back to your base, and if you were careful, you could technically drive it back. We'll bring her to a stop. So the other vehicle that I decided to flip over and just throw down here to kind of mimic a crash is a mining vehicle that is small block and large block. So it has its base is all small block. It has a rotor that gives it the large block piston and drills and such. The gearing is not fast. It's built to be relatively durable. And considering what it does, I think it does a great job at it. Let's see if we can just grab this. Just lock the wheels. Button 3 to pick it up. Now this one here would probably take a couple of turns. There's no way, I don't think she'll be able to get it onto its wheels right away. I also wouldn't necessarily trust driving around with this much weight. I think if I let that go, that'll probably go the wrong way, but let's just see what happens. Just kick it over enough. Not too sure exactly how I got that vehicle balanced that way. What the hell? But when you're in survival, you just take it. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, and it was for grabbing resources and bringing it back to the base and moving stuff around. Yeah, the hinges, even though they're larger hinges, they just don't have the capacity to hold their position. Could mess around with their torque values and over torque them and such, but I found that to be more dangerous than having them kind of stretched to their limits. So those are large block drills. And once again, the donkey can just move that stuff around. This is me screwing around with the controls. Kind of giving an indication of the stability of it, which I don't know, I think it's pretty amazing. And once again, just to reiterate, I am in survival mode. Oh, that's it. Thank you for watching.